Hello, welcome to a half-hour strength workout. My name is Jeanette, and I am a fitness instructor and personal trainer here with Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation. So today, the goal of the class is to be able to work out with items you might have around the house. And so whatever equipment you have on hand with you today, we can find a way to make it work for you. So some things I have on hand to generate ideas and also going forward, maybe something you might consider as well. I have a gallon jug that I filled with water. A gallon is roughly 8 pounds. So this is about an 8-pound weight. In addition to that, I have this little bag that I have filled with 4 little water bottles, disposable water bottles. These are each about a pound. So this bag is about 4 pounds. So I can either pull the weights out and use them independently or utilize the bag as is. Additionally, I have a backpack. Now, I don't know how heavy my backpack is today. Suffice to say, I've got a bunch of books in here, 6 high school yearbooks and my personal training certification textbook. So this is a pretty good size weight bag. At the end of the day, it's not the weight, it's what we do with it. And it's about listening to our body and lifting a weight that is appropriate for us, given the exercise that we are doing. And one last tool I have that I found around the house was a belt, and this can come in handy for a variety of things. We can use it as a strap for adding arm length for stretches, or I'm going to show you how to do a core exercise with this as well. So we want to start with a warm-up. So go ahead and put all that weight down. Don't worry about a thing. And let's just start with a little step touch. So the goal of our warm-up, any class you're doing, is just to warm the muscles and joints, get us ready for the work to come, all right? So let's open and close those arms. Nice and easy. And you'll notice I'm adding a little knee bend. Toe ball heel. Get that placement of the joints. Toe ball heel. All right. 4, 3, now how about a step tap? Just get those legs tapping. Add a little bit more knee bend, down, up, and let's just reach forward. Nice and easy. Lengthen those arms without locking the joints. All right, 4, 3, cross the body, get a little rotation in the spine. Good, nice and easy. Try to use those legs a little more. The more we use those legs, the faster we warm up. 4, 3, reach up a little higher towards the ceiling. So think about it this way. Motion is lotion. And right now we are lubricating all our muscles and joints. All right, 4, 3, we're changing things here. Kick back. All right, flex the toes. Act like you're giving yourself a kick to the rear. Pull in. A nice low row, elbows close to the ribs. How about 4, 3, same idea, open the elbows just a wee bit wider. Hopefully you're starting to feel warmer. How about 8, 7, 4, 3, now change it, knees to the front, pull. High-low arms, just tapping the thighs. 8, 7. We're going to incorporate a little more rotation of the spine. Tap your hip. Good. Nice and easy. 8, 7, 4, 3, go ahead and just march it out. All right, so let's go ahead and acquire something light in hand. You can use just a couple of hand weights if you have them on deck. I'm going to grab 2 of my water bottles. So again, the idea is something light, something just easy going, okay? We're going to start hinging at the hips. So being a strength workout, we want to start to ease into some of the strength moves we're going to do later with heavier weight. This is a deadlift movement where the legs meet the hips. We fold and we push the tailbone back. Keep your knees a little soft Engaging the glutes, the hamstrings, the low back. All right, now hinge and hold. We're going to pull the elbows straight back in a row. And again, these are light weights. So granted, you're not going to feel any tension really now, or maybe not a lot of tension. But we're just warming those joints, preparing for the movement to come. Stand tall, upright row. So in our upright row, the elbows go high and wide. We stop the hands kind of around where that lower rib cage sits. All right, we're going to pick up the tempo, okay? A little faster. 8, 7, nice and easy. How about 4 more? Okay, 2 more. So I've got us started with some weights. Let's go ahead and put these down. We're going to continue our warm-up, but we're going to start to get into some squats. And so it's starting the strengthening portion. One of the most important tools in your toolbox is body weights. So no weights necessary for this, heels outside the hips. We're going to push the hips back and down and rise. The knees and toes are turned out just ever so slightly. All right, you can bring the arms up in front as a counterbalance. Ease on down that road, all right? Let's stay with this nice and easy. A little on the slow side, but it's called time under tension. And it allows us the opportunity to work our range of movement. All right, now let's pick up the tempo. Singles, drop and lift. Now as we stand, stand tall. Lift the chest, brace the belly, and squeeze the bum. All of those things. 2 more. All right, awesome. Stand tall. Shoulders back and down. Let's reacquire those lighter weights, okay? In hand. Tipping at the hip, we're going to go into flies. So we're going to open the weights away from the center line of the body. Now, again, with the idea, it's not the weight, it's what we do with it. Further from the body, the weights go, the heavier the weights will feel. If whatever weight you are lifting, this feels like it's too much, you can bend the elbows a little more. Focus on pulling those shoulder blades back towards the spine, okay? Or you can go really long if you want to maximize the weight. Woo, how about 2 more? And last one. All right, go ahead and stand tall. Now we're going to go back into squats, so we're alternating lower and upper body work. I'm going to load my squat up now. This backpack has a heavy weight in it, so if you happen to have on hand a backpack or a heavy weight, I'm going to put mine on my back because it's a backpack. However, you can also hold a heavy weight here in front of the chest, like I could choose to hold that milk jug in front of my chest. All right, then it would become a front-loaded squat. Heels back outside the hips. Sit and rise. Woo! Weight in those heels. We're going slow again. Work that range of movement. Let's pick up the tempo. 8, 7. Good. How about 4, 3, 2. Now get to the top. Hold for a moment. Take one foot, do a heel toe out. So we widen our stance. Shoulder roll back and down. Squat again. Those knees point towards the toes. All right. Still pushing into the heels as we rise. 2 more on the slow side. Last one. Even and smooth. A little faster. This is where we really start to push that heart rate up. Biggest muscles in the body are in the legs. So these squats serve to continue our warm-up. Last one, up, hold. Go ahead and take off that backpack or weight. All right, so we're going to transition into something called a deadlift. So what I want you to do, heels under the hips. We did this in our warm-up, yes? But we didn't have very much weight. We're going to hinge and we're going to rise. Now, I think I'm going to choke up on my bag. I'm going to grab the ends here so I don't touch the floor. The goal here is to keep our spine straight in neutral from ears to hips. All right. Woo. Let's do a few more. Enjoy those hip hinges. Push the tailbone back until you feel a stretch. along the back of the legs. 2 more. Last one. Good. Go ahead and rise. Let's put that heavy, heavy weight down. All right, I'm going to switch out to the milk jug, so about 8 pounds. We're going to do some unilateral work, okay? So we're going to start off with a unilateral squat. Heels outside the hips. We're going to take one arm out in counterbalance. We're going to let this arm hang down the center. And we're just going to start with some singles. All right? So this is one option for placement of the hand. Another option is to hold the weight by your shoulder. You'll want to make sure the lid is nice and tight though. I say that to myself before I find out it's not so tight. All right, if you can, get your weight by the shoulder now, if it's not already there, and we push. So this is unilateral training. We're engaging with our core stabilizers just a little more than we would doing regular squats. Woo! And catch, hold. Put that weight down. All right. Now we're going to go into a row. So I'm going to keep that one heavy weight. Again, unilaterally, I only have one milk jug. So we're going to tip at the hip. We're going to pull that elbow back. And it's really about the shoulder blade, tucking along the spine. Now, if you want to feel a little more tension, try pulling that elbow away from the ribs just a bit. So point the elbow to the back corner of the room relative to you. Woo! 4 more. Awesome job. Last one. Go let that arm hang. Push up. We're going to switch sides. So once again, tip at the hip. And your arm can be up for counterbalance. Your choice. Keep your elbow low to begin. Pull. Straight back. Ear to hip. Straight line again. The knees are a little soft. The weight is in our heels. And if you want, you can pull that elbow a little further from the rib cage. We feel it a little higher along the spine. All right, 4 more. 3, 2, all right, next up, go ahead and rise. So we're going to head down to the ground. Up and down is work. We do it so that we can continue to do it. So let's talk about how to do it safely and carefully. So one way to do it is come to the end of whatever space you're going to be at. You can just take a nice deep breath and fold forward. Start with the hands on your thighs, then bend the knees and reach down for the mat or the floor, and just give a walk along the floor. Come down to your hands and knees. Okay, so that's a safe, effective way to get down. Now we are actually going to turn around and we're going to lay down because we're going to get some chest work in. Before we do that, I'm going to have on hand my 8-pound weight, and I'm going to have in hand or on hand my littler 1-pound weights, okay? So I'll show you how to use either or. So with the 8-pounder, again, because we only have one, or I only have one today, I'm working unilaterally, so one side at a time. The goal is to work the chest wall. I want to tuck the tailbone, press the feet down on the floor, and essentially a flat back, but not entirely flat. There's natural curvatures to our spine. But what we want to avoid is just an extreme arch of the spine, okay? So I'm going to acquire my 8-pound weight, and I'm going to place it in my left hand. Turn the palm towards the knees. Now, my right hand can be out to the side for a little bit more stability, or you can bring it in along the side of the body, really engage with the core, and try to stabilize with your core more, okay? Weight over the lower rib line along the chest. We're going to lower the elbow to the side, and we're going to push up. And I just saw a drip coming down from my milk bottle, so I had to tighten that lid. The goal is to almost get to the floor, but not quite release. Open up so that it feels like we're opening that chest, and then push to the top. Drive up. So a good rule of thumb is on the exertion, exhale. So we drop down, and as we push up, exhale. How about 2 more? Open, open, open. Exhale. Last one. Open, open, open. And exhale. Now take a moment. Let's switch sides. So you can take your time with that. Set it up so that your hand feels comfortable. Make sure you have that room to the side. All right, and we lower the elbow almost to the ground and then push up. Lower, 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 and push up. Ooh. I really can see the importance of making sure that milk jug is definitely closed. Although on a hot day, I suppose, you wouldn't mind getting dripped on a little push. Open, 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 exhale. Let's do 2 more. Open, 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 exhale. 1 more. Open, 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 and exhale. Go ahead and put that weight down. Now, with your lighter weights, here's another option to work the chest. You are on your back, okay? So this is working the chest from the back, and then we'll do push-ups, which is not on our back. Again, weights over that midline, that lower midline, open the arms wide. So again, further from the body, the heavier the weight feels. So we want to lengthen those limbs as much as we can without locking the elbows. And we're just going to try to lift until we don't feel any more tension and come down. So I want you to try to work the range of tension. And you know what? You can create tension. So even if you don't have any hand weights at all, you can put your mind into your body and squeeze the muscle in question. In this case, it's our pectoral wall. Squeeze. I like to say everything's a mind-body workout. When you put your mind into your body, you get more out of it. 2 more. And last one. Good work. So those are chest flies. Let's put these weights down, bring it around, and get into a push-up position. Now, push-ups are a great total body exercise. They work triceps, shoulders, core, back, chest. Like, they work a lot of different things. The key for you is to modify the push-up to where you need it, so you can start push-ups on your hands and knees, all right? The goal for placement of hands to focus on the chest. Open those hands a little bit. Open the elbows a little bit away from the rib cage. So somewhere between the shoulder and the rib cage, about halfway in between. So about a 45-degree angle-ish, okay? And we can start just on our hands and knees. And I want you to lower down as far as you can and push up. Try to place your hands about mid-chest height, just like we would do when we were doing the chest presses or the flies. Focus on range of movement. Now, if you feel like you're strong and you want more, go to your knees. Walk them back a little more. You'll have a little more weight. You can even go to your toes. Another way to modify this is go up to a wall. You can do push-ups against a wall or against your couch at home. So you're working at a bit of an angle. So there's all different modifications. At the end of the day, we work the push-up that's best for us. Remember, it's not about a number. It's not about a specific position. It's worth doing, just modify. Whew, let's do 1 more. All right, and a fun one that helps get the heart rate up is a plyo push up. And I like to bring my knees in for this because you have to be really, really strong to do it with the knees back or on the toes. And I'm not there yet, I'm working up to it. So I push off, try to gain a little height. So this uses a bit of power. We're building strength and power. And you'll find that it really gets the heart rate up pretty effectively as well. And take a break. Find your way to your feet. Now, one way to do this is to tuck the toes, roll up onto your feet, push your heels down, hands to the thighs, and slowly roll up. Do a little shoulder roll, up, back, and down. So once again, we're standing. Let's go ahead, and I want to use my gallon jug. We're going to work triceps and biceps, but here's the deal. I feel like the 1 pound weights are a little bit light, but the 8 pound weight can be a little awkward for what I want to do. So what I can do is put this weight inside the bag and make it a little easier for me to hold on to for what I want to do. All right, so I want to start with some bicep curls. All right, now to make the curls a little more challenging, I'm going to take a toe back. This is a kickstand. I'm going to let this arm hang, and all I'm going to do is lift. Squeeze the bicep. Little exhales. 4, 3, 2. Now continue the bicep curls, add a knee lift. 8. So this adds a little stability work. 6, 5. Soften that standing knee, and it's not required to lift the knee if you don't want, right? Do what works for you. 2. Last one. Take a moment. Let's switch sides. A little that unilateral training. Lift the chest, shoulders back and down. Start with the curl. Keep your elbow against your side. So the goal is to not let the elbow swing wildly, right? We want to keep it stationary. And that's kind of tough with this weight. This weight is swinging around a little bit on me. 2 more. My arm kind of wants to go with it, so I have to work to stabilize. Now, add a knee if you want. 7. Woo. And 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, so this is why I put this in the bag. I'm going to take the bag overhead. We're going to do overhead extensions. I'm going to point my elbows forward, and I'm just going to straighten the arms. Although I think I'll choke up on the bag. So sometimes this is an experiment, right, when we're working with things from home. So I'm going to bend at the elbows and straighten up. The goal is to keep our elbows straight ahead, ears over hips. So you don't want to be hyperextending. You don't want an arched back. Just straighten those arms. And last one. All right, bring the weight back in front. Okay, so now we're going to go into some lunges. For this, go ahead and grab your lighter weights. All right, they'll just be fun to play with. So we're going to take a toe back, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back and down. Knees and toes point straight ahead. Drop the back knee and lift. So we're going to go down and up. All right, so as we go down, lift your right arm. As we come up, lift your left. So now we're adding just a little bit of stability work in. Good. Then we're also working shoulders at the same time. For 4 and 3, it's like a pendulum. 2 more. Good. Now, hold the weights both down. Weights in front of the chest. We're going to drop down and pulse. 3, 2, 1. If you want, push up with the arms. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step in. Other side. Toe back. Shoulders back and down. Begin with the back knee. Drop. Nice and steady. As we go down, lift the right arm, then the left. Whew. Side to side. Working that stability. Brace the core. It will help you go slow enough that you can be sure of your movements. All right, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Both arms down, weights in front of the chest. Now let's pulse. 3, 2, and add the arms. 3, 2, 2 more, and last one. So once again, we are going to go down to the ground. So going down safely and carefully is of highest priority. You can make it fancy as well. Inhale, exhale and fold, hands to the thighs. Push those tailbones back, get a little bit of a stretch on the way down. And then reach for the mat. Bend at the knee and walk out. Okay, so we're going to bring it around to our back side. We're going to do a little core. All right, and I want my belt. So I'm going to acquire my belt, but it isn't necessary. I'll just show you how to use it should you desire. So what we're going to do is place our legs inside the belt, okay? We're going to focus on keeping our legs open, pressing against the belt so it stays open, all right? And I have it just under my knees. I think I'll move it down to my ankles. I'll like it better there. Now, knees at 90 degrees, or you can tuck the knees into the chest. At 90 degrees, you really need to start bracing your abdominals, okay? Try to keep that back down on the mat. Now, we're going to straighten and bend the knees. Straighten and bend. So very controlled. It's not a big range of movement, but we're moving further from the midline, creating that stress, that tension for our abdominals. Keep pressing out as well. All right, so we have tension moving 2 different directions. One more. All right, bring those legs in. Hands up above the shoulders, tip at the hip, tap the toes, and bring everything in. Option 1 is to either, well, there's many options. I shouldn't say option 1. You can choose to work just the lower body. You can choose to work just the upper body. But here's another option besides both, okay? You can add an upper body crunch. Whew. Still pressing outward with those legs. Little exhales as you lift. 2 more. And give yourself a little bit of a hug. Release tension. You can take that belt off, all right? You can rock back and forth and just relax. Whew. All right, come to the center. Take one foot down. Point the toe, extend that other leg up, and then flex for that hamstring stretch. Now, this is where the belt can also come in handy. You can use the belt to help assist you with your stretch. If you like having that support either around the foot or around the ankle, either one works. All right. Now we're going to bend at the knee. We're going to place that ankle over the other knee. And we're going to guide these legs in for a little outer hip IT band stretch, also known as the 4 stretch. Whew. Now, I like to rock back and forth on this one because it feels so good on the hip, just kind of releasing that tension. All right, come to the center. Let's untangle and switch. Knee in, just get that knee in to start, point the toe, extend the leg, and flex the toe. And again, if you'd like to use a strap or a belt, you're completely at your liberty to use whatever equipment you have. A hand towel might work as well, okay? Ooh, pull a little closer, and then release and place that ankle over the opposite knee, guide the legs in. And you know what? If you're not quite ready to pull those legs in, you can always take your time here and just sort of work on opening the hips first. I'm nice and warm from earlier work today and from class just now, so my hips are going a little easier for me. Let's go ahead and rock side to side, just sort of release more tension. Whew. All right, untangle those legs, come on up, bring it around to your hands and your knees. Okay, let's work the spine a bit. So push down into the mat, tuck the tailbone around the spine, look in towards your navel, and then release, look up to the ceiling. Let's do it again, one more time each way. Tucking around, and release, looking up. Let's get a little child's pose stretch in. So bring your spine to neutral, walk your hands forward, push the tailbone back and drop the chest towards the thighs or towards the mat. Try to relax and release into this. If you like, you can relax all the way back and just let yourself completely release. Up on your hands and knees, walk your hands to one side. Kind of pull back in the opposite direction. Get a nice little side stretch in. Walk your hands through the center to the other side. And push back and away in the opposite direction. Bring your hands to the center, and now the hard part, getting up. Tuck the toes, round up onto the balls of the feet. Push your heels down as you straighten the legs, hands to the thighs, and just round up. Shoulders up, back and down. Let's finish in a standing position. Heels under the hips, sink into the heels, tuck the tailbone, lift the shoulders up and round forward. Bring your arms to the front, thumbs down, cross, and really pull forward. Separate those shoulder blades from the spine. One elbow or one shoulder lift a little bit higher. Get deeper into that side, other side. Come to the center, lift up, straighten your spine. Take a moment to really pull up to the ceiling and get an extra little side stretch through the side stretch, through the rib cage, through the side extensors. Reach, reach, reach. We're growing taller as I speak. Pull up, turn the palms out, open up the chest. Pause right here. Pull those elbows back. Open that chest, turn the palms in. I like to end strength classes with a little You are stronger because you did class with me today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you perhaps for another workout at another time.